competitors here range from professional triathletes to lawyers to doctors and many teachers. But there's only one adventure racer who happens to be a female firefighter.
I'm not a triathlete. I'm a Rottweiler competing with a bunch of greyhounds.
Robyn Benincasa has started and finished this race 3 times before.
Ironman taught me how to be hard, how to be just mentally hard and to suffer. And I took that and brought it to adventure racing.
They have traveled here from every corner of the world. For 10 non-stop days and nights, they must hike, mountain climb, paddle, ride, and race through some of the most captivating yet dangerous terrain in one of the last great wilderness areas on Earth.
Are you guys ready for an awesome adventure this afternoon? All right, today we're going to have an amazing adventure. We're going to explore Australia, New Zealand, Ecuador, but more importantly, we're going to explore the human spirit and the little things that allow groups of ordinary people to accomplish extraordinary things together, and the magic that happens when you create true human synergy with your team.
I suppose my biggest claim to fame in the sport of adventure racing is my teams have won the world championships a few times. We've won the Eco Challenge in Borneo, the Raid Galois in Ecuador. Our sport is one in which you have teams of 4 people, one of which must be a man and one of which must be a woman, and you are traveling nonstop day and night over hill and dale. They will drop you in the middle of nowhere with a map and a compass, and you have to stay with your teammates for 7 to 10 days nonstop, doing whatever it takes to get from point A to point B.
Team builders are ruled by a hope of success and not the fear of failure. So very often we're looking behind us just trying to stay ahead, worrying, am I going to fail? Is this going to be okay? I used to have a teammate that whenever I looked behind me, because I was a racer that always focused on just staying ahead of the competition, you don't win races by just staying ahead of the competition. You win races by doing what it takes to win races. And every time I turned around, he'd always take my head and spin it around and go, winning is that way. And pretty soon I came to realize, you know what, it's not about not losing, it's about doing what it takes to win.
Commitment does not start at the start line. Everybody shows up to a race, everyone shows up to a project, ready to go, full blast, hair on fire, really excited. I'll tell you where commitment starts. Commitment starts when the fun stops.
It's real easy when you first start in this business to be all fired up and excited about it, isn't it? Commitment really starts when it's not as much fun anymore. When you're getting home from work late at night, when you haven't made your calls for that day, when you just want to get 1 or 2 more in for that day and you just don't feel like it. That's where commitment starts. Now, what's human synergy and how is it different from teamwork? Well, human synergy is teamwork basically supersized. Human synergy says that we're not just walking side by side together towards a common goal. Sometimes we're literally carrying one another. And that's what we're here to talk about today, helping you build your businesses through human synergy. And we're going to do it the fun way. I'm going to teach it to you the most fun way I know, and that's through the sport of adventure racing.
On the ridge to Eton Peak, the lead teams are learning that things are not always as they seem.
There's a fake, false summit. It'll be soul-destroying when they get there and realise they've only gone a third of the way and now need to descend and climb higher and higher than ever before. It just takes such courage to overcome the expectation of something being easy and then to find out it's really hard. That's what Eco Challenge is all about, though. Digging deep in your soul and keeping going. It's a race about character.
I remember that whole entire section being a very difficult one for me. I was pushed to my limit. It was incredibly hot. My feet hurt so bad. The terrain was really uneven, and the section was a lot longer than we ever dreamed it was. So my expectations of having a nice short caving section and a run back to the beach became this 6-hour night marathon on really bad feet with a team right on our heels.
We have the Eco Challenge winners. This is an endurance race that takes place in Borneo or exotic locations all over the world. It's created by the same guy who brought you Survivors, Mark Burnett, and they are on the roof right now preparing for a big rappel down the side of our building. There they are right there. That's Ian, Robyn, Mike, and Isaac. How you doing, guys?
And I want to ask you guys, what was the toughest part?
It was just so mentally hard. I remember one night in particular, we were laying on the jungle floor with not only bugs crawling around beneath us, but leeches falling from the trees onto us like rain.
Oh, my
ping,
God.
Ping, 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 all over us.
Oh, my God.
Relinquishment of ego. This is a toughie for a lot of people. We always say your ego is the heaviest thing in your pack. You have to leave your ego at the start line. A lot of us, it's very, very difficult to ask for help and to accept help. It really bonds your team. A great team builder will always accept help. If you want to turn it around, actually accepting help is a gift to the helper. Every time you let somebody help you, you are giving them a gift. Just as when people let you help them, your heart gets bigger. Your heart feels like it's going to explode. So turn that around in your brain and accept help as a gift to the helper. It also really bonds a team.
Life away from the training and the competition can be just as intense for Robyn. You see, this is her real job as a firefighter.
We can be called to anything at any time, and we have to be ready for that. And that's what I love about being a firefighter. But it's nice to know that as an athlete and as someone who is strong and has a good endurance background, that if the you-know-what does hit the fan, that I'm going to be able to carry that ladder, to the window. I'm going to be able to carry a person out of there, and that's a good feeling. I actually had a case where we were fighting the fires here in San Diego, where it became so obvious to me that the human connection is the strongest connection on earth. Because at the end of the day, we don't work for a company. We work for people. And I was out fighting these October fires. We were the first in strike team on the morning of October 23rd at 4 a.m. Rancho Bernardo was on fire. 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm standing there on the corner with houses burning all around me, and one fire engine, 500 gallons of water, and 3 other people going, oh my God, now what do we do? I remember so vividly the moment that I made this connection. I was just fighting house fires, house to house to house. And all of a sudden, I made this human connection because I was pulling my hose across the front lawn of a house. And for whatever reason, these people had taken all their family pictures out as they were running down the hallway maybe, and they had put them on the front lawn, maybe to save them from the fire in case their house burned down. So I'm pulling my hose across the front lawn of this house, and I noticed all these family pictures. And all of a sudden, something clicked in my brain. I was like, you know what? I'm not working for the San Diego Fire Department right now. I am working for this family right now. This family needs me to save their house. And I worked so much harder on that house than I had on any of the other ones before it because I knew these people. I was connected to these people. We saved that house because of the power of knowing those people. And the neatest thing was we actually went back the next day after everything had calmed down, the fire had moved on, and the whole family was standing there on their front lawn holding their kids' hands looking at their house with tears coming down their eyes when we pulled up. And it was such a great moment because we actually got to complete that circle of that connection with those people. And in that moment I said, you know what? This connection, this human connection is the strongest force on earth. So continue to build your teams by making those human connections.
In Eco Challenge, there are no giant stadiums, no flag-waving crowds to cheer on the athletes. The winners will take a purse that barely covers the cost to compete. But all competitors, win or lose, will take home the memories of a lifetime.
To dig down that deep with 3 other people and to have them love you and support you when you're nasty and disgusting and you're crying or you're scared, knowing that your 4 hearts and your 4 minds are one heart and one mind is such a bonding experience.
Winning does not have to be mutually exclusive. A winner is the person that takes everyone across the finish line with them, that brings up the game of everyone around them, that creates that win-win situation with other people. This is the Japanese team in the 1997 Eco Challenge in Australia. They were about halfway through the pack. They were doing really well. They wanted to be the first Japanese team ever to finish an Eco Challenge. And the girl on their team had ripped her Achilles tendon. And all she could do was drag her foot behind her. And they had to get up and over a 3,000-meter mountain and then hike 13 miles before they got into kayaks to paddle about 20 hours to the finish. They still had a little bit of race left. And these guys said, you know what, we're going to reach for this higher power. We want to show the world how a Japanese team performs.
When Nohoko finds she can walk no more, she and her companions discover the true meaning of teamwork.
Hi, you aren't going to believe this. Team Eastwind taking turns carrying their female teammate up Bartle Frere. No lie, over.
They had been carrying her on their back for about 6 hours. She got off and with her walking sticks was able to walk part way, and they put her back on their back when they got to a steep, another steep area, over.
We have a proverb in Japanese that says, once you fall, you are closer to death, but not yet dead. So I think this was a test for us to never give up, even under the toughest of odds.
Team Eastwind are the epitome of what Eco Challenge really stands for. Most people couldn't even walk over Mount Bartle Frere. For them to carry that woman over that entire mountain, it's incredible.
Pretty amazing. And I love ending with that image of those guys carrying the girl to the finish line. Because it's not about, hey, look at what superstars we were to carry her. They actually put her on their shoulders, right? Because she was a hero for letting them do that. And that's the image that I would love to leave with you guys today, in that in the past, business has been all about gathering as many people as you can around you and standing on their backs to reach higher. But especially in a business like ours here, don't you achieve so much more and such greater heights when you're actually elevating your teammates on your shoulders? Yes? Okay. It's all about building those connections. You guys know that. And you've been an absolutely fabulous audience this afternoon. Thank you for sharing your love with me, and God bless all of you. Thank you.
The adventure-seeking firefighter has climbed another mountain. Robyn will probably be back for more.
She's amazing, yeah.